What is happening, Blades, and welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and we are proudly sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you are a growing business and want to continue that growth, they are the people to speak to. Thank you to John for continuing that support through to the end of the season. We're also now proudly sponsored by Triple Point Brewery, the #1 watering hole pre-match. It's where you'll find me before every home game. So get yourselves down to Triple Point, and thank you to them for their support of the channel. It's very much appreciated. Now, I came to you earlier in the week with a snap ramble about Anil. Do we keep him and try and retain that really strong asset that we've got? Or do we take what appears to be a very good offer that's rumoured to be on the table at around 20 million quid and reinvest that money in players that might just help us get over the line? So thank you for your comments on that. It's been very interesting to see which side of the fence people fall. And that's what we're all about, isn't it? Having different opinions, being respectful of other people's opinions as well. And I'm back today with another snap ramble for you. And this one is on my boy, my son, as Prince Abdullah jokes about.
Archer spells danger.
Cameron Archer. And I'm absolutely gutted about this one because I've been talking to Andy the Blade about it, and we're of the same opinion, really. I think he's the odd man out at the minute. And it's nothing that he's done wrong. It's nothing that he can do about it. I think the signing of Ben Brereton Diaz has been a bit of a nail in the coffin for Cam. And I don't like to think of it that way, but the way I see it, you can't drop the midfield three. The midfield three are starters. I'd like to see a little bit more depth there. I know we've got depth in terms of numbers, but I'd like to see more quality. I'm not convinced if Norwood or Osborne comes on to replace Vinny Souza or Hamer or Brooks. So you've got those three. And at the moment, the way we're playing is we're playing with two wide forwards. James McAtee on the right, who I think it's more or less nailed on that's probably his natural position now. Wouldn't surprise me if he went back to City next season and we started seeing him appearing, maybe it's probably from the bench, but on that right-hand side, because he's been so effective for us. Ben Brereton Diaz has come in and fits like a glove in this formation because that's his position. He's a left forward. A lot of people see him and look at his size and you think he's a number 9. He's not. He's always been. He played for Blackburn when he had that huge extended purple patch. He played as a left forward, and I thought he looked really, really well against West Ham. And I don't think we'll drop him. And I'm not saying we should either. So those positions are all nailed down. And then you get to your central striker, your number 9. You can't drop Willa Sula at the minute. I mean, he didn't have the best of games against West Ham, so that may come back into question. We know Wilder's a big fan of Ollie McBurney, bringing him on at half-time, thinking he could make that impact to change things. For me, that makes Cameron Archer number 3 in that number 9 position, which is where I favour him. I think he's a finisher. I know he's not a big hold-up man, which Sula and McBurney can probably do a touch better because of their size, but Cam Archer, because he's nippy and can beat a few people, he's been pushed out on the left. And we may well see him more frequently come on for Ben Brereton Diaz. He's not a left forward. He's not a winger. It feels to me like he's going to be the odd man out here. And I think it's a crying shame. And I understand that if we're relegated, he's not going to be part of our side next year. So I would think you want your best finisher at the club, who is, for me, undoubtedly Cameron Archer, at the point of the attack. The problem we've got with Cam, I think he's better in a 2. So you can't, me and Man Mountain have discussed this, me and Andy the Blade have discussed this. You can't, he's not a lone striker. So the formation we play in, ultimately, this is what we're getting at. The formation that we play in does not suit Cameron Archer. And it's a crying shame. It's a crying shame because I'm not convinced that Wilder sticks with this formation beyond this season. I'm not even sure he sticks with it till the end of the year. I think he's open to being fluid with his formations and seeing what works best for the games that are coming up and depending on player performance, which is how it should be. But Cam Archer, I fear, will just be pigeonholed out on that left-hand side. And it's led to people giving us a bit of stick in terms of, Cam Archer's been a waste of money. I genuinely don't think he's had a fair crack of the whip. And I'm not saying the managers haven't been fair on him. I just mean the circumstances that's come about, formation changes and style of play, just doesn't suit him, unfortunately. And it's a crying shame because I think he's the best striker we've got at the club. I understand it, but I don't like it. And I want us to find a way. I thought Asula and Archer were the pairing. but that then means dropping one of our 3 midfielders. It's not going to happen. The only way it would have happened would have been to go back to the old 3-5-2 and have Archer and Asula paired up top, but then you've no room for Brereton Diaz or McAtee, really. I'm gutted about it, and you may think I'm wrong, but if this is the case, what do we do? What do we do now with Cam Archer? Another thing, and this I may be reading way too much into this, he don't look happy when he's coming on. He's being asked to play out of position, and that's me making assumptions. I'm not saying he's unhappy by any means, but again, I don't think we're getting the most out of the kid and his talent. So what do you think? Do you think we need to do whatever we can to get Archer in his best position because he's our best chance of goals? Or do you think he's not really done it when he's been given even half a chance? So now we've found something that's working for the wider team. He's just going to have to lump it, unfortunately. It's a really tricky situation because I think he's a wasted talent, but I understand why. Asula and McBurney are much more suited to that lone striker role. I think it's a unique thing, and I think Asula will probably benefit from a partner probably most of the time. I think Archer especially will feed off scraps. So it's a shame to me what's happening, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Have I just got my Archer sunglasses on? Maybe so. Thank you for watching. It's very much appreciated. As always, if you're not already, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to join us on Patreon, again, you'd be more than welcome. But for now, come on, you red and white wizards. On the blade! Ramble on!
Archer spells danger.